Oh, pants. It's dead. Hello, and welcome to another Mr. Betamax video, and this one's a little bit different insofar as we're looking at a Sony SL-HF950. And this one is one I bought a little while back. It's actually missing its reel tables assembly, and yeah, I don't know what else is wrong with it, but as far as I know, it was a working machine. So yeah, let's crack on and have a look. Okay, so lift the top off. Screws are already out, but I do have the screws, which is good. I do actually have replacement screws, new replacement screws for these, so that's quite useful. So, quick look around. So you can see the reel table assembly is missing. I do have one, so we'll be putting that in, and I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, right. Still has the battery. These are a real problem in these machines. This doesn't look terribly bad. You can see here there's sort of oxidization on the screw here. But what can happen is when these really leak, it can actually affect the mechanism below, and we'll check that out, and it causes problems with the skate. So power supply, you can see there's a bit of packing in there, which is always good, and it is quite full of dust, quite a fluffy machine. So I suppose we ought to try and power it up, and I tend not to like doing this because these machines are notoriously bad for the 350 volt 4.7 microfarad capacitors leaking, and it blows the two transistors. So yeah, but we'll give it a go because apparently it is working, other than not having any reels. And oh, okay, so yeah, we have nothing. Yeah, nothing at all. So yeah, I suppose the first thing is to take the power supply apart and see what's going on with that. I'm just hoping it's nothing too terrible, but it probably will be. Okay, so power supply's out. Fuse is actually okay. There's the rest of it. So I am starting to wonder what is going on. But my feeling is that we are going to be looking at a couple of blown transistors, and fusible resistor will have gone OC, and it will not be very good. So I'll take this apart and we'll have a look. Okay, let's go through the power supply and just see what's going on. So first of all, let's check we have no voltage left on the main capacitor. And 0.8 volts, that's fine. So next thing is to check the transistors, and looking good. Alright, there we go. Super. So now let's check the all-important fusible resistor. That's fine. So let's go to the plug. So, live. Super, neutral. That's fine. Let's follow that through. So bridge rectifier there. And link. So, yeah, so that's good. So, let's check bridge rectifier. Let's move that lead. That's fine. So, comes through, goes here. So this power supply is actually looking fine. I will change the two bipolar capacitors. So those are, we can see this there and there. But we obviously have some issue here with the power. So yeah, need to just sort of get it back together and, well, change these caps, get it back together and see what's going on. Took much longer than I anticipated. I don't know why, but I took my time with it, I suppose. But the 47 microfarad 16 volt bipolar capacitors, so this one and this one, have been changed. I've also replaced the 4.7 microfarad 350 volt capacitor. This is actually a 400 volt replacement. These two bipolar ones read a little bit odd. The 4.7 read a bit odd as well. Sort of value-wise, the values weren't really quite correct, which can be a sign they're on the way out. And they also had, I should have kept them actually, I've checked them out. They also had a little bit of signs of stress on the base. So they hadn't leaked, but all three were sort of a bit dodgy. I've also changed this one, which is the smoothing capacitor on the output of the 12 volts from this power supply. This power supply just outputs 12 volts at a peak of 4 amps. So this is was a 16 volt 2200 microfarad, and this incredibly tall replacement is actually a 25 volt version. So yeah, and everything else, I checked the 100 volt 22 microfarad capacitor here, that was fine. I haven't actually checked these two, but I'm going to leave them because I very seldom find they ever cause problems. So, you know, I'm just going to leave those. It all checks out fine. Everything appears to be on paper working. So I probably will put some more silicone grease on the back of this. And I've also given this a bit of a clean. It's not perfect, but majority of the dust and hair is out of it, and the frame that it all mounts to. So yeah, we'll put it back together and see what difference that makes. I did take off the black cover that goes over the back of this in case anything else had been unplugged, because that was something that might have happened, not knowing this machine, when the real tables were taken out. But no, it's perfectly okay. So I'm sort of a bit concerned now that I might have a dead machine, especially as this power supply seems to be fine. But we'll power it up and to see what voltages we get, and well, indeed, if it works. Okay, so power supply's back in. I have cleaned as well, and I've silicone greased the back heatsink with some good heat sink compound. So let's try it. Hopefully it'll be alright. Oh, there we go. We are working. Well, that's really weird. There must have been something wrong with that power supply. Okay, so next thing is to... what was wrong with that? That's really weird. Anyway, yes, next thing is to put in the real cables. Ta-da! So I'm going to take this out of here, and yeah, we'll transfer it over. So now ready to put the new assembly in. Cleaned up nice. Now the old one had been removed in a somewhat slightly interesting way. All of this is fine, really, although I am going to be plugging things in just because I want to keep the cable management nice and tidy. It just means that the machine is going to be as reliable as possible if the cables are running where they're supposed to be. So I'm not going to get caught or whatever, or foul the tape or whatever. So yeah, that's that. It's actually not that bad either to plug these in. And you can see here, this is the these are the wires that go to the end sensor, and they're just removed. So the other problem I had was when I took out this, at some point I've removed two of the screws and they've long since gone. So I have managed to find two more screws out of my priceless collection of screws. I don't know what I'd do without that. So what I'm going to do, let's just gently bring this out. And it is okay to do this, just take it steady. There's more polystyrene. It's everywhere, doesn't it? Oh, and there's a screw. Huh. Stray screw, glad I found that. So let's pull this out. And no, I think it needs to come pretty much most of the way. All the way, really. Then I can just drop this down in, hopefully. Let's get the cables through this way. Probably going to be more reliable. Gosh. Can I? Oh, I've already knocked that off. I've got that caught actually. It's not ideal. There we go. Sort out a bit of cable management. Now I think what I'm going to have to do is I need this out even further. So I need to actually, I can do it from the bottom. Don't think I can. So yeah, I need to just get this out a little bit further. So it's on the end stops. Oh no. There we go. It does come out enough. That should be enough. Just move you back. Get these fed through again, see if I can do it without breaking anything this time. And I don't think there's anything else I have to worry about, but I could be wrong. I can't remember. It's such a long time since I've done one of these. Probably should go back and watch one of my previous videos where I did actually take this off. So that's looking good. Some of the plastic's a bit cracked there, but the plastics are generally pretty good. There's a bit there, bit there. I might just glue these down. It doesn't really matter too much, but it just keeps the integrity of everything. I do wonder if these are the right screws, you know, because to me it feels like they'd actually take large screws. Let me try some different ones. Well, these to my mind seem to be better. Whether they'll foul the metal as and when I find the metal, I completely forgot about that actually. I don't know. That one still doesn't feel that great. I might have to put some something in there just to give it a bit of something extra to bite onto. Yeah, those are actually the right screws. I just checked Laszlo's machine actually, which I am working on at the moment, Laszlo, so it is still going. And yeah, there'll be a video out on that 950. That was the one which had quite a few little issues with it. Ended up changing the capstan motor, which was the main fault with it. But it's also got servo problems as well, so it really is. It's really had its fair share of issues that these machines seem to suffer with these days, as they're getting so much longer in the tooth. So I'm going to put this screw in. That's looking good. I found the sheet actually from the machine that I took the reel tables from, so that's good. So to get to the cabling, let's take that off and you're straight in to the cabling. So some cable management there. This is where it does get a little bit interesting because it's all a bit tight and crazy. So change the angle so you can see what I'm doing. And I don't think there's any real reason why they need to specifically go in the order that they are going. So obviously these were under here, but I'm going to do it that way just to try and make sure that everything is kept as tidy and as possible and as original, really, as it was originally designed to be. So we've got these now. You do have to be a bit careful with these because all these cables need to be held flush, as flush as possible. Otherwise, the drawer won't close properly, and it can be a real pain to jiggle everything about. and get it so everything sits tight enough to allow the drawer to go in without getting fouled up. So I think it's that one from memory, and I can't remember how that goes. It comes up from this way. I don't mind, obviously don't mind damaging the cables doing this, because these are no longer needed. Seems to be totally tangled. Oh, what's going on there? Ah, magic! Okay, so routed this pretty much how it was before. I mean, it's a good enough job, I think. I think I've managed to achieve keeping this as low profile with what I've done as the rest of the cabling, so it really is quite tight. But yeah, so we get the plate put back on, and I suppose give it a try. So I've just glued all the cracked bits. Really, it doesn't make any odds, but still, it's done. And I've put a little bit of glue and some bits and pieces in there just to make this a bit tighter. So yeah, let's put the plate back on and give it a try, I suppose. So to put the plate on, just slide it in and then pull it forward, which is easier said than done with one hand. There we go. And pop the screw in, and you are good to go. Okay, so here goes. Let's give it a try. So that's a good start. Okay, that's cool. Ah, more polystyrene. This is honestly. So far, so good. It does need a service, so I'm not terribly worried about right, so we've got a playback issue by the looks. It's jamming. Okay, so let's Let's see if we're getting anything from the capstan. So turn it back on. Yeah, so the capstan is turning. So I wonder if we've got a pinch roller problem. I can see the pinch roller is moving. So I really could do with getting this off. This is actually quite fun to get off. Sort of have to. Oh, that's actually fairly easy. Okay, so sometimes it can be a real pain to get off. So let's see what's going on. Once they've failed, you've got to put it back into standby and then turn it back on. But it's failing straight away. Yeah, that's odd. Take-up's a little bit weak. So that's all looking good. I can see that. The little washer at the bottom there has actually ridden up. So let's just push that down. I don't know whether that's actually enough to cause the issue, but maybe we'll find out. This is totally unserviced, so yeah, nothing's been cleaned yet. So let's see if this is any better. No. Yeah, it's like it's not. Yeah, it's not pressing. It's not. Ooh. And we have a picture. That's this dodgy copied recording of Star Trek, but we have a picture. So it's not pressing properly on the tape on the. Oh, that's fine now. On the pinch roller. So I need to investigate that. That's interesting. So I think I've actually found what is actually wrong, what was wrong, with the pinch roller. It's a really odd issue, to be fair. Where are we? You can see down here, there is the tape opening mechanism, and this was actually bent, and it was bent so far it was actually resting on top of the mechanism that actually pushes the pinch roller against the capstan and completely jamming it. It was well and truly jamming it. It was pushed so hard. So I've just straightened that back up and hopefully, well, let's try it. There we go, that's now playing freely. And yeah, we have action. Yeah, so it's tracking furthest right, tracking furthest left. Yes, it does. That's most of the way. It's only right at the end that it goes. So, and this isn't the best tape, to be honest. But yeah, really pleased with that. I was actually adjusting the sharpness. But yeah, so there we have it. So, I think that's about all I'm going to cover on this machine in this video. I'm going to go on now and give it a service, give it a good clean. The whole tape path needs a good clean. Check the upper drum, resurface it if necessary. I'll take this apart as well, just open it up, make sure that the contamination isn't too bad. It has started to get into the socket a little bit, but it's fine, it is working. And yeah, I've cleaned up all of the residue. You can see how it's actually started eating into the board. It's gone that bad. Obviously take out all this dust and hair and whatever else. Power supply is great. That's working perfectly now. It's running cool, especially as I put that extra silicon heat transfer compound on. And yeah, just really pleased with this. Yeah, stills aren't brilliant at the moment, but like I say, I mean, it's nothing's happened to it. Nothing's been done. It's actually got super beta on, so that, well, that's immediately improved it. So yeah, that's actually really quite cool. So hope you've enjoyed this little journey with this HF950. Bit of an interesting one, and yeah, I've got quite a few more to do, so there'll be a lot more HF950, which is the same as I believe as the HF750 in the States, or 700. But yeah, I'll be doing a load more on these machines. They are good fun. We've got loads to do as well. We've got to finish that off. We've got servo issues there, and we have got the perfect HF100, which is currently upside down, awaiting servo checks. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me to have the have you subscribe as well, and just follow this crazy journey of these Betamax machines and lots of other stuff as well. I've got so many other bits and pieces to come, different tech from a retro age and things that are a bit different as well. Got some video aids and some audio bits and pieces coming up. I'll be looking at DV cam as well soon, and obviously we've got the beta cam machine to look at, which now has an error code on it, or actually 2 error codes. So with that, thank you very much for watching, and see you in another video. Bye for now.